Eagles remain top of the pops over in League 2, but the chasing pack are still on their heels. But who will take charge in this week? Busy all week? Let's get into it. Right, folks, back once again on a prediction video today. We're looking forward to match day, whatever. It's at number 8 over in the EFL League 2, and we'll get to it in just 1 second. If you're new, where you been, smash your subscribe and keep your bang out today with all things League 2 related, Blackburn Rovers related. Woo! Football, we're going to all here under one rooski. That's right, boys and girls. Of course, the Vegans back to winning ways. Of course, back to the top of the table. Of course, keeping the likes of Harrogate and Leyton Orient off on their coattails, of course. But what about the chasing pack? What about the bottom of the table? Are Oldham still in trouble? We'll look at that and more in just a second. Of course, big shout out to those motherfucking VIPs. They are my Patreons. And we got 2 brand new Patreons this past week, so a big shout out. I said a humongous, a fantastic shout out to Connor Medley. Yeah, big shout out to you for joining the gang. Well done to you. And of course, Andrew Watton as well. Woo, 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 woo. Well done to you. Fantastic. If you want to join Connor and Andrew, and of course the rest of the gang, and become the latest members of the Patreons, check out the link down below. Patreon.com/Rosie. Some as little to as much as you like. You can check out that. And of course, I've got a bit of a spoiler here, boys and girls. Of course, the content and the perks at Patreon have been on my mind, and I want to make it a bit more worth your while. So it's not purely because of this, but I thought, you know what, I'm going to give early door access to a brand new channel. It's kind of a daily vlogging channel. I'm going to be starting over the next 2 or 3 weeks. Of daily life, of being an Englishman or a British person, over in the United States, and of course all the pieces that are going around with it. So over the next year to 2 years, it's going to be quite hectic for me and the family here, and I want to kind of vlog it or do a daily account of it. So I'm going to be creating a brand new channel. Of course, it's not out there yet. And I'm going to grant the patrons an early door access to that, so they can have a little look at what's life for me behind the camera, in the heart of bloody Pennsylvania. That's of course going to be available to the patrons first, and of course they'll be available to the curious world. But anyway, we're going to jump in the deep end, and of course take a little look at the next round of matches over in League 2. Of course, how did your team do? How did your picks do? We'll have a little look at that right here, right now. So here we go, boys. Jump in the deep end. League 2 coming at ya. Here we go. Look, I've got no arms. Where's my bloody arms, mate? Where? You're brutal. You're killing me, mate. You're killing me. Where's my arm? There she goes. So here we go then, boys. We're going to take a little look at it. League 2 action. That's right. Barrow against Colchester. Ended up as a 3-2 win for Colchester. Big win for them on the road. That pushes them up to mid-table. Barrow doing all right for themselves as well. Not too shabby for them. Also joining them right about mid-table. Crawley against Carlisle was a 2-win for Crawley. Big win for them as well. Moving the chains. Walsall looking very, very good at the moment. They are the team to probably keep an eye on right now. I think that's back-to-back wins for them. I'm trying to even see where they are. Where are you, Walsall? Yes, well, they're on the climb anyway. 3-1 win over Mansfield Town. Forest Green Rovers, of course, back to winning ways. 1-0 win over Northampton. They were up there as well. Northampton, they're down to 9th now. Harrogate also were up there, but they could only master a draw, 2-2 in the end. I went with a 3-1 win myself on the left-hand side. Hartlepool against Bristol Rovers was a 1-0 win for Hartlepool. They're up there as well, up to 4th. Goodness gracious me, of course, one of the new boys. That's right. Leyton Orient, though, kept up the heat at the top of the table with a demolishing win over Oldham, who are in trouble. 4-0 win for them. Rochdale and Tranmere ended up as a 1-0 win for Rochdale. I went with a draw myself. Rochdale up to 5th right now. Salford picked up a massive win against Bradford City, of course, who dropped down to now 6th. Salford, though, on the move as well. Thank God for that for GB. Meanwhile, Scunthorpe United against Exeter was a 4-0 win for Exeter. They're up to 8th right now on the table. And Sutton picked up a massive win against Stevenage as well, down the foot of the table. And Swindon lost to Port Vale, who are also on the move, up to 11th. As you can see, 4 out of 12, which is pretty shitty, by the way. Of course, the table at the moment, as you can see, Forest Green Rovers are 2 points clear over Harrogate Town. Harrogate Town do have a game in hand, win that, and they go top of the pops. Meanwhile, Leyton Orient are in 3rd, Hartlepool 4th, Rochdale 5th, Bradford 6th, and Swindon will make it the playoffs right here, right now. Would you take that, teams? Probably. Probably not. Down the foot of the table, Oldham and Sutton are in trouble, but of course Scunthorpe and Bristol Rovers are also not out of the woods. And look at Mansfield Town, a massive drop down to 20th. I just the other day where they're up here, but now they've dropped all the way down to 7th. They are in a bit of trouble themselves. But of course, what about our table? Who's in trouble? Who's not in trouble? But of course, this week and this week alone, my picks would have got me around about 16th. Look. But of course, if you were Uman Hussein, you would have been up there with 9th. David Davis up there as well. Tom Stainer as well. Well done. And of course, Conor Medlin is there as, of course, prediction as a Patreon And I'll showcase. I'm going to highlight those patrons over the next few. Get back into the ways to do that over the next week or so. Hopefully I'll have a bit of time this week to have a little look at it in the Champions League. But this is the overall prediction state at the moment. Yannick Buster and Luke, I've got to give Luke and TFC, they're both prediction kings at the moment. Alex Weller, MCO Bag and Gareth Nicholson are also doing very, very well as well. There's another Luke knocking around. They're all breathing down your necks. So yes, now I did mention about the predictor of the month. I'm gonna get there. I'm gonna get there probably next week. It's just I'm recording this on Sunday early. It's like 7:46 a.m. I'm gonna go to work today. Over the next couple of days, hopefully I'll have a bit of time to have a little look who is the prediction king, and of course talk a bit about what that means for the predictor of the month, because it should grant you access to a big thing at the end to make each and every month a bit more competitive than just. Because people who just joined today will think, what's the point in all of this if I join now? So if they can join now, win the Manager of the Month award or Predictor of the Month, then they might have something to compete with at the end. Anyway, we'll talk about that next time, I promise you. Let's get into it though. Of course, this is the next round of matches. Here's the code, Cutley/League 2. So here are those games. Let's get cracking then, shall we? Of course, kick it all off with a banger. Do we have a banger? We have a bit of a double match week. Of course, Newport County and Sutton United will host. There's 2 matches this week, although they'll be playing 2 matches anyway. Kick it all off though. We're going to kick it all off with Newport County up against Northampton Town. These matches take place on Tuesday, the 14th of September. They've played each other 9 times in 2013. Of course, 2 wins for Newport County, 6 wins for Northampton, and 1 draw. The biggest win for Newport County was a 3-1 win. The biggest win was a 3-0 win. Last round over in Newport County was a 3-1 win back in November 2018. That was in League 2. Newport comes on the back of that draw against Harrogate. Meanwhile, Northampton comes on the back of that loss against Forest Green Rovers. The odds on this one, 64 is your Newport County, 90-10 is your Northampton Town. I'm going to go with a draw on this one. I can't separate 2 sides. I'm going to go with a 1-1 draw right down the middle, a point split. Even bloody Steve. And next up, of course, we have Sutton United. They're going to be taking on Hartlepool, of course. This time last season, this was a Vanarama National League match. Played 8 times 2017, 3 wins for Sutton, 1 win for Hartlepool, 4 draws. The biggest win for Sutton was a 3-0 win. The biggest win, the only win for Hartlepool was a 1-0 win. Last round, of course, in Sutton was a 3-0 win for Sutton. In fact, Sutton are unbeaten against Hartlepool. In fact, they're not unbeaten. They did lose last time around in Hartlepool. Sutton coming to this back-to-back wins for them. Hartlepool coming to this just 1 win in 3, but of course doing very, very well for themselves in the table, sitting pretty at the moment, all the way up to 4th right now. Look at the odds on this one. We have 75 is your Sutton, 23-10 is your draw, 21-10 or 2-1 is your away win. That's Hartlepool on this one. Going to go with the one with the away team on this one. Hartlepool got the bit between the teeth. I think they'll fancy the chances on this one. Next up, of course, we go into the weekend's matches. It is Bradford up against Barrow in the Battle of the Bees. There we are. Of course, Bradford need to get back to winning ways. Of course, Barrow doing okay for themselves at the moment. Played each other 2 times in 2020, 1 win apiece. 2-1 win was the biggest win for Bradford, and the only win. Meanwhile, the only win for Barrow was a 1-0 win. Last round over in Bradford was a 2-1 win for Bradford. That was at Valley Parade back in January 2020. They come to us unbeaten without a win in 4. That's Bradford. Meanwhile, just 1 win in 6 for Barrow. Of course, Barrow comes to us on the back of that defeat to Colchester. Bradford comes to us on the back of that loss to Salford. Odds on this one: 11-10 on is your Bradford, 5-2 is draw, 3-1 is your Barrow on the road. Back in Bradford to get back to winning ways for me. 2-0 win to take it to the house. Bristol Rovers take on Leyton Orient. Let's get into this one then, shall we? Of course, played 23 times since 2003, 9 wins apiece and 5 draws. The biggest win for Bristol Rovers was a 5-3 win. The biggest win the other way was a 5-0 win. Of course, Communities, Leyton Orient just 1 defeated past 6. Meanwhile, Bristol Rovers just 1 defeated past 4 for them, 58% form as well. Communities last round over in Bristol was a 4-2 win for Bristol Rovers back in December 2019. Was in the league trophy. Last time played each other in the league though in Bristol was a 2-1 win for Bristol. In fact, Bristol have actually won 3 in the bounce against Leyton Orient in all competitions. They come to us on the back of that loss against Hartlepool though. Leyton Orient come to us on the back of that win against Oldham. So pretty contrasting form at the moment. Look at the odds on this one: 7-5 is your Bristol Rovers, 2-1 is your Leyton Orient, and of course 11-5 is your draw. I'm going to go with a host's win on this one. I do like Leyton Orient, but I think Bristol Rovers have got a bit between the teeth at the moment, even though they lost last time around. Carlisle taking on, of course, Scunthorpe this coming weekend. Played each other 17 times since 2002. 4 wins for Carlisle, 8 wins for Scunthorpe, and 5 draws. The biggest win for Carlisle was a 2-0 win. The biggest win there was a 3-0 win. Last time around, of course, over in Carlisle was a 2-0 win for Carlisle back in League 2. That was back in April 2021. They come to us with 2 wins and and 2 defeats in the past 4 games. Meanwhile, Scunthorpe just 1 win and 6 for them, 33% form. They actually come into us on the back of that loss against Exeter. Meanwhile, Carlisle also coming to us on the back of a loss against Crawley. We have 11-10 on is your Carlisle, 65 is your Scunthorpe, and 94 is your draw. The hosts are your favourites. They're the favourites with me with a 1-0 win as well. Colchester United taking on Crawley in the Battle of the Seas, that's right. Played 18 times for 2012, 4 wins for Colchester, 8 wins for Crawley, and 6 draws. The biggest win for Colchester was a 3-1 win. The biggest win was a 3-0 win. Last time around, of course, over in Colchester was a 1-1 draw back in December 2020. Crawley unbeaten in the last 3 against Colchester, picking up a win and a couple of draws as well. Crawley comes in on the back of a win against Crawley. Crawley coming in on the back of a win against Carlisle. Colchester also coming in on the back of a win against Barrow. So 2 sides with a bit of a spring in their step on this one. We have odds of 65 for Colchester, 25 is Crawley, and 11-5 is draw. I'm going to go with Colchester on this one with the 2-1 win to take it to the bank. Exeter City up against Sutton United. Let's get into this one now. They never played each other. This will be the first occasion. Exeter coming to just one defeat in the past 6. Sutton coming to just 1 defeat in the past 6 as well. That includes wins over Stevenage and Crystal Palace under 21s in the Football League Trophy. Exeter coming to us on the back of a win against Scunthorpe, of course, and they're also doing very, very well in the table, up to 8th right now. Odds on this one, we have Exeter 5-4 for the victory, 20-10 is your draw, 12-5 is your away win. That's Sutton United. 3-0 win for the hosts on this one. No nonsense football. Stevenage up against them pesky vegans. That's right. 24 times they played each other since 2003, 7 wins apiece and 10 draws. The biggest win for Stevenage was a 4-0 win. The biggest win the other way was a 2-0 win. Coming into this, 42% form for Forest Green, just 1 win in the past 5 games for them. Meanwhile, no wins in the past 6 games for Stevenage. They're in a bit of trouble. However, last time they played each other in Stevenage was a 3-0 win. The away side has not won the last 4 occasions between these 2 sides. Last time the away side won was Forest Green, picking up a win against Stevenage in Stevenage. Of course, Stevenage picking up a loss last time around against Sutton United. The Vegans coming back with a 1-0 win against Northampton Town last time around. Look at the odds on this one. We have 7-4 is your Stevenage, 8-5 is your Forest Green Rovers, and 11-5 is your tight odds on this one. Going to go with a 2-0 win though for the Vegans on this one. Next up, of course, I have Mansfield up against Rochdale. Let's take a look at this badge. Of course, played 13 times 2003. 4 wins for Mansfield. We've got 8 wins for Rochdale and 1 draw. The biggest win for Mansfield was a 3-0 win. The biggest win there was a 4-0 win. Coming into this last round over in Mansfield was a 1-0 win for Rochdale in the EFL Cup back in 2017. Rochdale coming to us on the back of that win. In fact, back-to-back wins over Port Vale and Tranmere. Mansfield coming to us under back-to-back defeats, losing to Harrogate and, of course, losing to Walsall. Back-to-back 3-1 losses as well. So conceding 6 in 2. The odds on this one, we 11-10 is your Mansfield, 25 is your away win, 25 is also your draw. I've gone with the draw myself on this one, but I think Rochdale probably fancy the chances. Next up, we've got Newport County taking on Walsall, that's right. This coming weekend, played the 5 times 2017, 2 wins for Newport County, no wins for Walsall, and 3 draws. That biggest win for Newport County was a 1-0 win. They came into just 1 win in the past 5 games. Meanwhile, Walsall unbeaten in the last 3. Last round in Newport County was a 1-1 draw back in November 2020. That's back in League 2. Newport County's run into this back-to-back draws for them, actually unbeaten in the last 3 games, picking up 2 draws and a win. Meanwhile, Walsall coming to also 2 wins and a draw as well. 2 teams on a bit of form. 5-4 is your Newport County, 9-4 is your Walsall, 11-5 is your draw. I'm going to go with a win for the away team on this one. 2-1 win for Walsall to take it to the bank. Next up, we have Northampton Town. They got 2 matches this week, taking on Swindon Town this coming week end. Should I say? Played for the 15 times since 2003. 6 wins for Swindon, 5 wins for Northampton, 4 draws. The biggest win for Northampton was a 3-1 win. The biggest win is a 2-1 win. Last time around over in Northampton was in fact that 2-1 win for Northampton. That was back in October 2020. They come to us on the back of that loss against Forest Green, but of course they were playing midweek. Meanwhile, Sutton coming to us on the back of that loss against Port Vale as well. Look at the odds on this one then. 11-10 is your Northampton. 11-10 on, should I say. 5-2 is your draw, and 3-1 is your long shots. That's Swindon Town. 2-0 win for Northampton, which could see them picking up 4 points this week, so a good chance for them to move the chains. Oldham up against Hartlepool, of course. They're absolutely all over the place. Played the 20 times since 2003. 9 wins for Oldham, 8 wins for Hartlepool, 3 draws. The biggest win for Oldham was a 4-0 win. The biggest win the other way was a 3-0 win. Last time, of course, over in Oldham was a 3-0 win. In fact, Oldham actually won 3 in the bounce against Hartlepool, picking up 3-0, 2-1, and a 1-0 win. A couple of those on the road as well. Oldham coming to us on the back of that loss. In fact, back-to-back losses actually against Barrow and Leyton Orient. Meanwhile, Hartlepool coming to us on the back of a win against Bristol Rovers, moving them up to around about 4th in the table. 9-5 is your Oldham, 6-4 is your Hartlepool, 11-5 is your draw. Going to go with a 2-0 win for the away team. Oldham are in trouble. Into the final 2 now. We have Port Vale up against Harrogate Town. These 2 sides played each other 2 times in 2020. 1 win for Port Vale, 1 draw. That one and only win was a 2-0 win, and that was back in, of course, Harrogate. Last time played each other over at Vale Park was a 0-0 draw back in September 2020. Coming to this, Port Vale picking up a 2-1 win against Swindon on the weekend. Of course, Harrogate coming to this, doing very, very well for themselves, picking up 4 points in the past 6, picking up a draw against Newport County last time around. Odds on this one, 64 is your Port Vale, 95 is your Harrogate Town, 11.5 is your... Harrogate Town the real bloody deal? I don't think so. I think they're going to have a 2-1 loss on this one. Port Vale picking up the W. And then finally, we have a Northwest crunch clash between Tranmere Rovers up against Salford. Let's get into this. Anyway, let's get on for the Tranmere up against Salford then, shall we? Played each other 3 times in 2019. No wins for Tranmere, 1 for Salford and 2 draws. That one, I remember, was a 2-0 win for Salford, and that was, of course, way back when in 2019. However, last time played in Tranmere was a 0-0 draw back in April 2021. Tranmere came to this on the back of a loss against Rochdale. Meanwhile, Salford came to this on the back of a win against Bradford. Odds on this one, 64 is your Tranmere, 50-8 is your away win. That's Salford, and 11-5 is your draw. I think I've gone with a win. I know I've gone with the draw. Split down the middle, 1-1 in the end. Point split. How do you like that? That's my bookie. That's my odds on this one. Be sure to get your picks in nice and early using the savvy code CUTD/League 2 boys and girls gets you involved, and it is free to enter. I should have each and every one of the games this week in a bit of an extended week. But that, my friends, is just about all I've got for you today. Be sure to give the video some love and smash your thumbs up, smash your subscribe, check out the links down below. I'm on Twitter, I'm on Twitch, I'm on Facebook, and of course I'm on Patreon as well. If you want to join Connor, if you want to join Andrew, of course the latest members of the Patreon gang, check it all out. Of course, link is in there, patreon.com/ROCs. But until then, see you soon for the next one. Until then, we are done.